Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. The title JK's Wild Tattoo Confession, Why He Needed a Secret iPhone Just to Film Jimin, immediately brings to mind the most personal side of the life of a global idol known for his perfectionism, warmth, and mystery. That figure is, of course, Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, who has grown up in the public eye for over a decade. Over the years, fans have witnessed his transformation from a shy teenager to a man with high self-confidence, meaningful tattoos, and a world-class aura that's hard to ignore. But behind all the spotlight, there are always hidden stories, moments never intended for public consumption, but that have become the most honest parts of his personality. Confessions about tattoos are often more than just body art for Jungkook. For him, every ink on his skin symbolizes his life journey, gratitude, memories, and the identity he's building as an individual, not just as an idol. He once stated that the tattoos on his hands aren't for aesthetic purposes, but rather a representation of his values, including his love for his fans, family, and the people closest to him who shape his life. So when stories about wild tattoo confessions surface, what comes to mind isn't just a casual confession, but an emotional moment perhaps filled with mixed feelings, from pride, doubt, and even a hint of rebellion against public expectations. As a public figure in an industry known for its stringent standards, the decision to get a tattoo is no small matter. There's the risk of criticism, misunderstanding, and even pressure from various parties. Jungkook once went through a phase where every personal choice was overly enforced. However, that's precisely where his maturity shines through. He chooses to be himself, accepts the consequences, and moves forward. The confession about wild tattoos could refer to how he once felt the need to defend his choices, perhaps with a stronger emotional tone than usual. It's not unprovoked anger, but rather an honest expression of someone who wants to be understood as a human being. On the other side of the story, a much sweeter and more intriguing element emerged. The reason he needed a secret iPhone was solely to film Jimin. This sheds light on the dynamic of their relationship, which has long been a hot topic among fans. Jungkook and Jimin are known for their unique emotional bond, a blend of friendship, support, healthy competition, and a warmth that often seems spontaneous. Many of the moments they capture with official cameras feel natural, but of course, there's much more going on behind the scenes, away from the public eye. The reason for having a secret phone may sound dramatic, but it actually makes sense when viewed from the perspective of the lives of global idols. They live in environments with high scrutiny, packed schedules, and professional documentation of nearly every activity. In such situations, having a personal device unconnected to work systems can provide a sense of freedom, the opportunity to capture moments without production pressure, without content planning, without performative expectations. If Jungkook wanted to film Jimin secretly, it likely wasn't because of a big secret, but rather because he wanted to capture his best friend's true side. An innocent expression, a spontaneous laugh, or a small habit that might never be seen on official cameras. There's something very human about wanting to photograph the people we care about. Many people do the same thing in everyday life, photographing friends laughing, recording family members joking around, preserving small memories that feel precious. In Jungkook's context, the act feels even more special because his life is so structured by publicity and professional image. The secret phone symbolizes a private space, a place where he can be himself without the role of a world star. Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is often described as full of emotional warmth. They've shared stories about their difficult trainee days, supporting each other when they felt insecure, and achieving success together. Jungkook once expressed that Jimin is a very important figure to him, emotionally someone who understands him even without many words. So it's no wonder he wants to preserve Jimin's private moments as special memories. Imagine a simple situation. After a long practice, Jimin sits exhausted, laughing at something silly. There are no official cameras, no production crew, just two friends sharing a lighthearted moment. Jungkook probably feels the moment is too precious to lose. He takes out his phone not for the world, but for himself. There's beauty in such small gestures, actions that show care without the need for big words.
원래 되게 많이 움직이는데 요즘은 좀 가만히 잘 자.
종이 깨는 건 잘 깨.
하고 싶은 거
아니 그 좁은
그 침대
The stories of tattoos and secret phones actually share a common thread: the search for personal identity amidst an incredibly public life. Jungkook is not only a global artist, but also a young individual still undergoing emotional growth. He's learning to balance public expectations with personal needs, professional image with self-honesty. His dramatic-sounding confession is actually a reflection of his journey toward maturity. Many fans relate to Jungkook because he's not afraid to show vulnerability. He can appear strong on stage, but also be honest about the fears and pressures he feels. When someone of his stature shows emotion, it's a reminder that fame doesn't erase humanity. In fact, sometimes the pressures he faces are far greater than those of ordinary people. The element of anger in the tattoo confession can also be understood as a form of frustration with public judgment. Idols are often expected to live up to unrealistic standards of perfection. Every change in appearance or personal decision can be controversial. In such circumstances, it's natural to feel the need to assert one's right to one's own body and identity. Anger doesn't mean a loss of control, but rather a reaction to mounting pressure. Meanwhile, the sweet side of the secret phone story creates an interesting emotional contrast. It moves from strong emotions to gentle warmth, from self-defense to affection for those closest to you. This combination makes the narrative feel alive and authentic. Jungkook is not only a charismatic figure on stage, but also someone who can get angry, laugh, cherish memories, and cherish small moments. There's also a dimension of trust in Jungkook and Jimin's relationship. For someone to be filmed in a relaxed setting without any worries indicates a high level of comfort. Such trust doesn't emerge overnight. It's built over years of shared experience. From adolescence to adulthood, they grew up together under the pressures of the same industry. Such bonds are often stronger than they appear on the surface. This story also demonstrates how simple technology can symbolize complex emotions. An iPhone isn't just a communication device, but a tool for storing memories, creating a personal archive of one's life. In a world filled with professional cameras, personal devices hold greater sentimental value because they represent a personal perspective, not a public production. Ultimately, the story of the tattoo confession and the secret phone isn't just about sensationalism or drama. It's a story about a human being trying to maintain personal space amidst an extraordinarily public life. About someone who wants to freely express themselves, but also wants to cherish small moments with the people who matter to them. About the balance between their identity as a world star and their identity as a regular individual with emotions, relationships, and memories. Fans might find this story romantic, humorous, or even shocking, but what's most important is the message behind it. Even those living under the brightest spotlight still need space to be themselves. Jungkook shows that true strength isn't about perfection, but the courage to be true to oneself, whether through ink on his skin or a simple video secretly recorded for someone he cares about. And perhaps that's where his true charm lies. Not in the secret phone or the dramatic confession, but in the fact that behind all the stage glamour, there's a young man who simply wants to cherish memories with the most important people in his life. A simple story, but one that feels so real, and precisely because of that, it's so touching. Despite all the speculation, this story shows one thing clearly. Behind the big screen, these are still human beings with emotions, memories, and meaningful relationships. Small moments that may seem simple are often the most precious, because that's where honesty and closeness truly shine through. If you enjoy discussions like this and want to learn more interesting stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Also, let us know in the comments what you think the true meaning behind this story is. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.